Okay, another point about this program V was the writers, okay? It's very, very strange, and I don't know where they're coming from, and I hope it doesn't affect people too much, but the right wing is constantly talking about the left wing media. Well, right wingers, here's your show, because the invaders, even though they are up to no good, okay? But the invaders come across as they're being all good. They're indoctrinating young people, putting them in uniforms to spread the word of the V's, and they come with a message of hope. Right when things are going really bad on Earth, you know, the economy's crashing, homes are being foreclosed, these people show up and they're opening up a clinic in every city, and the reporter goes, "You mean universal health care?" So the idea that somebody is bringing you hope and universal health care is evil. It's something that we don't want. So stay tuned, folks. Even though the leader of the aliens is a beautiful white woman with short black hair, she's somehow Barack Obama. And Barack Obama doesn't make me go, the same way. He really doesn't. I don't know how they do this. And I've got to see like this actress maybe somewhere else. Is it something with computer enhancement? That somehow like she just looks into the camera and you're just like, whoa. Even though there's supposed to be a lizard lurking underneath a cloned human skin of some sort. So, which brings me to the other show I watched on Bones. Right-wing propaganda embedded in a science fiction program. Which, to be fair to the right wing, I've not seen that too often. Okay? Usually, and to be fair to them, if there's a program, and so much of the Twilight Zone, if you're fans of Rod Serling, so much of the Twilight Zone had a liberal, progressive agenda, which was great for me being a liberal. You know, the idea of fighting prejudice, the idea of, those were in Twilight Zone episodes, the pursuit of the individual and nonconformity originally was a liberal thing. The right wing has adopted it now. Now that the liberals are sort of in power, the right wing sees as like nonconformity. I'm a nonconformist, but come on. Granted, a right wing thing is sort of like they embrace the military, and what's more nonconformist than the military? Anyway, it's very strange. It's very strange. One side's calling the other side fascist, when actually fascism is a right-wing thing. Come on, if you really study it. But now the new thing is, no, it's the leftist. The leftists are fascist. And I know somebody's gonna argue with me again over this. I'm sorry. Do I have to go back to that one example, but I thought that defines fascism? It was Mussolini and his. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that. I'm sick of arguing about that. Okay, so granted, most of these science fiction, Star Trek was a sort of progressive thing, do no harm. In Star Trek, they'd have eliminated pretty much money. Sometimes they talk about credits, but it's so much like people do their work. It's not about a market incentive. No, it's because they want to do this. They want to have a purpose. On Star Trek, that was the TV show. It was, there was the first interracial kiss, which is a leftist, right-wing sort of be all-inclusive. Star Trek wasn't around to feature long enough to have a openly gay character, but eventually, I'm sure they probably would have went there. To go where no man's gone before. So V, all right, there's your right-wing propaganda. Then I watched an episode of Bones, which I really don't like shows like CSI. I think I said that on another Fez Night. But for some reason, in the beginning, I really didn't like Bones so much either. But it stars that actor that was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer and then later was in a program called Angel, which somebody who was formerly close to me really loved those shows. And I could never quite get into it the same way that she did. But I could see the value in those shows. I mean, I like what that guy does. That producer. His name escapes me right at the moment, but I think he came up with something. Oh yeah, he's got a new show called Dollhouse, which I like. I'm a fan of that, and I wasn't in the beginning, but it sort of grew on me. That's on Hulu too. And so Bones, it's like a forensic kind of show, but it's way better than, for me, way better than CSI. I said it has that actor that was in Buffy Vampire Slayer, and then it has an actress who's just gorgeous. She's beautiful, but she's so brainy and detached from normal human emotion. And she's a forensic scientist and a book and an author and a celebrity. And there's that romantic tension between the man who's the FBI agent and the forensic scientist, whose specialty is human anatomy, Bones. Hence the name of the show. And that's her nickname, Bones.